What's good? What's good, all my Power Spin viewers out there? Welcome to Tax Talk Tuesdays here on Power Spin Talk Radio 2.0. And this show is sponsored by our affiliate partner, Blend Your Brand LLC. Now, beginning of last year, it has been a very challenging year for all Americans out here with the COVID going on, and it has affected the way we file our taxes this year. So, with Congress being passed the CARES Act stimulus package, which included a $600 boost for unemployment at the time, $1,200 stimulus checks to all Americans, and PPP loans for small businesses. And so with all that being passed in legislation last year, it has affected the way we file our taxes. And so to get a better understanding of how we have to file our taxes for this year, we have a tax expert, Miss Dionne Campbell of
Hey
Jita.
everybody,
How you doing? How you doing?
doing good, doing good.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now, like I was saying, COVID-19 hit us hard last year, and it's pretty much still affecting a lot of us Americans. And it was unexpected. So when Congress passed the stimulus package, the CARES Act, back in March, if I'm not mistaken, March of last year.
Yeah.
Um, I know it's a different tax bracket of filing, and a lot of people that became unemployed, they was getting the unemployment boost plus the regular UI, and so let's tell everybody a little about yourself and your services and what's new that's going on dealing with filing taxes.
Okay, great. Okay, well, my name is Dionne Campbell. Jita Tax Services. Been in business for over 20 years. Started with filing forms on paper. You know, the blue ones, the yellow ones, the green ones, the pink ones, the white ones for amendments and stuff like that. Went ahead and got into electronic filing tax year 1999. So I've seen us go through tax changes with four presidents and five on the way, um, from starting out with President Bill Clinton. And so I'm still in business. Fortunately, an unfortunate situation a few years ago compelled me to file mobile and paperless 3 years ago. So this will actually be our fourth year getting into filing taxes electronically via mobile app, email link, virtually. So fortunately, we're kind of veterans in that sense, since that's the way it has to be done now with COVID. So let's get into these changes, okay? So the CARES Act, the first one we had, like you said, was in March, and it allowed the stimulus, 1,200 up to a certain income for single people, 2,400 for married couples, and 600 per child if they were 16 or younger, and in your household. And of course, this second uh, CARES Act that came in, and of course, the first one had the PPP loans, and so that you'll know what that means, payroll protection loans. Um, Whereas if you had a business, self-employed or what have you, or you had employees under your business, it was implemented to help you protect that payroll protection plan, to help you with the payroll that was harmed because of our worldwide pandemic, and definitely hitting us hard here in the United States. So, and the EIDL loan, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And the first time that was given out during the first CARES Act or stimulus package, it allowed people to get $1,000 advance for each employee, and as well as the loan through SBA, the Small Business Association. So this time around, they just opened up the PPP loans yesterday for businesses. Starting tomorrow, the PPP loans will be open for the second round. So people who got them last year can go ahead and reapply for another payroll protection plan this year. And the payroll protection plan, the PPP loan, what that does is that allows, like, what basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, if you're approved, if you can prove that you've had your business legitimately and all that, it's basically going to take your income that you were paying yourself monthly, multiply it by 12, and then divide it by 2.5. Okay. So the income that you made would be, again, taking your payroll for the month, whether it's just you as the sole provider and your employees, if you had employees besides yourself, multiply it by 12 and then divide it by 2.5. And that's what you can get. And provided you spend at least 60% of that on payroll, whether it be just for you or you and your employees, then it can be forgiven. So you won't have to worry about paying it back. It can be forgiven as long as at least 60, I think it was 60% then. But this time with the new CARES Act too, it has to be at least 75% that you use up for payroll. And then that way, if you do that within a 24-week period, you will not have to pay it back. You can get it forgiven. Okay. But of course, the additional 25%, you can't use that for anything except for business related expenses. So if you're using everything for the business the way you're supposed to, you won't even have to pay that one back.
Okay. Now, for those that has their own business, and let's give a scenario of saying last year they just obtained a EIN for the LLC business. They could you apply for the PPP loan even though it's freshly new and you haven't filed taxes on it yet? Could you still qualify for the PPP loans?
For this second round, you're gonna have to have filed taxes at least for 2019. It has to be established for your business, because they're trying to help established businesses survive. I wouldn't recommend anybody trying to do it that didn't at least have the business and lose, have the need since spring of last year, because that's when the pandemic started.
Right. Okay. Now, what kind of loans, as far as filing taxes with you, what kind of loans do you do for your clients?
I do assist with the PPP loan and the EIDL loan. That's through SBA, but I do a bookkeeping service for them. So basically, I help them get their books together if they're not together, so that they can, get approved for the loan. Because when it comes to PPP, it's not guaranteed, because PPP is looking for your tax return. They're looking for the fact that you are established and doing the business. They're also looking for the fact that you have a business account, or at least can prove your business transactions. They're looking for things like that. The EIDL loan as well. And the EIDL loan, and I know it works for that because I got it myself this year. Well, last year. I got the EIDL loan last year. But the EIDL loan is not going to open back up till next week. And the great thing about the EIDL loan is you're looking at 2.75 to 3.75% interest until you pay it back. Low monthly payments. The approval rate is pretty good. And I've heard that you have to have a credit rating, a credit score of 600 for that loan. But I have also read that you can, if you could prove the business, you could still possibly get that loan even if your credit score is low, because the loan starting Monday is out there. So mainly to help lower income areas with businesses, because of course they're losing a lot.
Right, right, right. Now, what kind of tax breaks we got coming this season?
Yes, great question. Okay, so the tax breaks we got going on right now is the look back um, tax break. And what that does is, okay, let's say you usually made 20,000, and last year because you were unemployed, you probably made 7,000. Because if you started collecting unemployment in March through October or December or whatever, then you really didn't make a lot of income. So you can use, let's say you made that low income and you have children dependents, you can use the EIC that you got for tax year 2019 and switch it over to tax year 2020. Okay. So that means you're good, because instead of, I don't know if people remember, people that are seasoned or older like yourself and me, there was a time when unemployment counted as earned income. And
Right.
when President Clinton was in office, they changed that. So what it started doing was, if you had federal taxes taken out, which everybody couldn't do because of all we had going on, you got that back. But now unemployment can take you to a higher level of income and hurt you as far as child tax credit, earned income credit, education credit, because it brings you up in a higher bracket of income. Um, and it's not earned income, so you can't use it to get your earned income credit. So this year they're using the look back provision. It was around, it's been around a long time, but it's been around for people with national disasters like floods and wildfires and things of that nature. But of course, this pandemic we're dealing with is a national disaster within itself.
Right, right. True that, true that. Now, if those that was on unemployment and was receiving a unemployment insurance, and they didn't have any taxes taken out of their unemployment, will that hurt them in filing this year?
Not if they have children and qualify for EIC, it won't. But if they're a single person and they went up in their income because they got that unemployment, they may have a tax liability. They have to keep in mind that since 2018, that the tax laws changed, where, and I'm sure Americans are familiar with this, where I'm trying to say it without, throwing shade, but basically, when you deal with the tax laws that change for the corporate America benefits, then it's the regular people that always have to, pay the piper for this. It's a higher tax rate on your taxes. It's lower deductions on you. And tax year 2018 was when they decided, instead of you having a standard deduction for your filing status, whether you're filing single, married filing joint, married filing separate, or head of household, you had that. Plus, you had the subtraction of your exemption for you and your dependents. Well, now they've looped it all together a couple of years ago and said, hey, if you're single, even if you have dependents, this is your standard deduction, 12,000 or 12,000 some odd dollars. If you had a household, even if you have dependents, this is your standard deduction, 18,000 some odd dollars. That's it. If you're married filing joint, this is your standard deduction, 24,000 some odd dollars. And what that means is, in order for you to itemize, it's basically made itemizing obsolete. And when I talk about itemizing, I'm talking about combining your mortgage interest, your real estate taxes, your contributions to churches and goodwill, your excess taxes because you purchased a new car last year, your uniforms, your dry cleaning, things of that nature. A lot of things have become obsolete since they made those tax law changes in 2018. And so that's why if you're single now, you're only looking at a deduction of 12,000 some odd dollars, and whatever you made over that can be taxable.
Dig that, dig that. Now, if compare as far as self-employment and you contracted the COVID, would you receive money or credit if you had contracted COVID compared to being self-employed to full employment?
Okay, well, with full employment, it looks like, from what I'm looking at, and that's the Form 7202, it looks like as far as like full employment, they most likely should have been compensated by their employer. So if they use that form, they would basically be reporting what they got, their, what do you call that, their compensation, or or whatever it is. Basically they would be reporting, I was out for COVID and I received this money from my employer. But as far as that Form 7202 for self-employed people, they can get a deduction up to $511 a day for them being out for COVID. Now that's a job. Let's be specific on self-employed people, because it may fly by for me as a tax preparer, but me going over the phone, I don't see that, because if I had the option to work at home and still perform my job, even though I was quarantined, then I don't think it would really apply to me. But somebody who's a DJ, somebody who does lawn care, someone who would have needed to be outside and could and could not be because they were quarantined, or somebody who had to be work in an office as opposed to working at home, things of that nature, but self-employed work. So that would be a DJ, a lawn care person, a hair beautician, because you're, even if you could do hair at home, you shouldn't be, because you're supposed to be quarantined. Those people can get up to $511 a day, which will either turn into a credit to alleviate their tax liability, or it could turn into a refund. Not to mention, if those people had to care for people who got COVID and they had to stay at home with them and couldn't do those jobs, they can claim that also.
Okay, okay. We got a question from Hidden Black Films. He says, "What about child support? What happened to those folks?"
I, personally, I don't think that it should be allowed to take this stimulus, simply because we're giving it to people in jail. I think that's the best way I could put that. But, because they're suffering from the pandemic as well. Now, I have noticed that the first stimulus that went through, they were taking that for child support. They weren't taking it for any other debt, not even a debt to IRS. But I have found out, it seems like, I don't know if they're omitting it this time, or if your rearage or whatever is under 10,000. I am noticing that some people who owe child support are getting this second stimulus.
So they are not taking anything out for child support, or they are not. Well, from what I was getting from Congress, when they was putting together legislation. In the uh, proposal, it was saying that anyone that owed child support would not receive a stimulus check. Now, I don't know how true that is. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the first time that you're right on the first CARES Act, the first stimulus, they did do it that way. But I one of my clients who actually filed his taxes with me last year, he's received the second stimulus, and from what I spoke with him about, it seems like his rearage was either right at 10,000 or under, so it allowed him to get his $600 stimulus. So I think it's like they have a limit as far as how far behind you can be. And if you're within that realm or away from that, then they're going ahead and giving it to the people because again, they're pandemic victims too.
Right, right. 'Cause, all right, those that are on child support out there, you got the information. You depending on how far back you owe for child support depends on if you would get a stimulus check. So, I guess the minimum, well, the maximum of being behind is 10,000 in order to receive your stimulus check. So make sure those that behind on child support check your status and see how much you owe, and then you will know if you will be able to receive your $600 stimulus check.
And still be looking out because I have one person who told me earlier today that he got his first stimulus. Now he didn't get it because he wasn't living at the address anymore, but there's record that they actually sent it to him. Go figure.
We got another question from Miss Mabel. She says she had one son who did not receive his first stimulus and have concerns about getting his second. What does he need to do?
Um, did he file returns for 18 and 19?
If he did, then what he need to do, and if he didn't, what he need to do.
Since if he did not receive, if he did or didn't, if he did file them, then he needs to file 2020, even if it's a 2020, uh, probably with zero income, because if he's entitled to the stimulus, and let's be clear on who's entitled to the stimulus, okay? It is people who made, I believe, I want to say it's at least, let me look that up. I want to say that's at least a $2,500 or $3,000 income. If people remember, we had a stimulus like that, a work to pay credit, I think it was with President Obama. But let me see, income.
And I
I want
think
to say it's at least 2,500, and to be safe, I'll say 3,000. If you're doing at least that, then you're entitled to the stimulus. If you receive disability or social security income and you're not a dependent, you'll receive the stimulus. If you're a person that's 17 or older and not being filed as a dependent, you should receive the stimulus. So if he was never a dependent on anybody's return, one way to make sure he gets the stimulus is file 2020 as far as the $600 stimulus and any stimulus that may come after January 20 when President Biden comes in. But as far as the $1,200 stimulus, if he never got it, then he probably needs to file 18 or 19's return. I want to say 18 is the one that really gave the $1,200 stimulus.
okay, okay. So anybody that has any questions on filing your taxes this year, then let me know in the comment. I will send you a link on Facebook to join in live
All
and
right.
ask your questions directly. So hope Miss Mabel, I hope that answered your question and everything. Now, what do you have? What kind of promotions you have coming up with your services? I'm
Cool.
anxious to find out what this gonna be.
Definitely going to be giving away a free TV insignia, 43-inch with 2 years of Geek Squad through Best Buy. Um, some drawings for free massages at Massage Envy. They're very good about how they do the COVID-19 procedures and stuff. And they're really good, and they have multiple locations. I believe Collierville, Midtown, and a couple of other locations here in Memphis. Um, and 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 most definitely my great service, um, with the over 2 decades of experience. So yeah, those are just a couple of the things we're going to be giving out um, coming up. The free TV and some massages.
You can't beat that, folks. A free TV and a massage. Hey, you relieving stress both ways right
Both
here.
ways.
So do
And
you
not
just
out of your pocket. Yes, sir.
so do you just cater to people in Memphis or all around?
50 states. I have some clients in Georgia, Texas, uh, Mississippi, Arkansas, California. Um, where else? I want to say, yeah, North Carolina too.
You all
And
over
I've
the
had
place.
some people asking me a lot of questions via YouTube in Oklahoma, Michigan, and some other places. So yeah,
Okay, so it's simple as that. Via webcam or Zoom or Google Talk.
definitely. Yes, all that good stuff. Virtual, we live in the virtual life. So yeah, webcam, Zoom, FaceTime, however we got to do it to get it done. I'm working on a marketing strategy right now because I'm pretty much old school and I'm learning from these younger tax preparers. I need to get with the times, and so I'm going to be adding something that like a CRM to connect with my website so that people can start filling out forms online or whatever, or and just basically. And of course my software is virtual. My software is mobile app. You can either download the mobile app, or we could still keep it old school where you email information needed and I can send you the email link to go ahead and sign. So we can do that from wherever we are. One of my favorite hashtags, your location is not an issue.
Dig that. Dig that. Cause yeah, pretty much we in a life of virtual living, virtual reality, and it gonna be to a point where this is all we gonna be doing from now on. Even when COVID blows over and things get back to normal, we still gonna be in this frame
Yeah,
of mind,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
So true. So true. They made us get used to it, and that's what we're doing. We're getting used to being at home, drop my food off at the door. That's how we living now.
Exactly, But yeah, if anybody else have any tax questions for Miss Campbell, by all means, let me know. I send you the link and you can get on live and ask her personally yourself. Cause like she said, this is how we doing it now.
This is it. Oh, and I wanted to add too, another thing that changed. Usually when if you withdraw your retirement early, your pension through your job or whatever, you'll usually pay them or let them take out the 20% federal up front, and then you would deal with an additional 10% penalty at the end because you withdrew it before 59 and a half or before you were retired. Well, now another provision under the CARES Act is that you're going to end up not having to deal with that extra 10% penalty. So that's pretty cool because anybody withdrawing, because of COVID kind of had to, because you're living beneath your usual if you're lacking work or whatever, you know. But and also when it comes to that credit as far as self-employed people, if you worked for DoorDash or Uber or Lyft or Amazon Flex or Amazon, whatever. Yeah, Amazon Flex or Amazon, I think Fresh, if you were delivering groceries, things of that nature. If you had COVID, you couldn't do that either. So they can claim that credit too, those gig workers that had to move around. Instacart, yeah.
Oh hell, I'm on point then, cause I am a
You
flex
gig
driver.
worker?
Get in where you fit in.
Right, right.
Cause
And
I
so,
do receive a 1099 uh, from Amazon, being an independent contractor, and so this will be my third time filing. No, my second time filing. No, I take that back. My third time filing with my 1099 with Amazon. So,
okay.
and I have been getting money back, refunds back, for my mileage and all other essentials and
All those
everything.
deductions, yeah. People don't realize when you're a gig worker, you've got the mileage or the gas, you've got the depreciation of your vehicle as it gets older, you've got the use of your cell phone, all that. Yeah. Good deductions.
N-
Yes.
Now I got another question. Now, say for instance, uh, like my business, Power Span DJs Media ENT. Can I claim my pets as security for part of my business, along with my security cameras and
Kim,
everything?
your security system.
Yeah.
Well, you can definitely claim your security system. I have yet to see where we have pets for deduction on our taxes. I know
Cause
folks used to always ask me could they claim their cats and all that. Uh,
I'm using my pets as guard
yeah,
dogs.
I'm sure you are. They're pit bulls. I'm
so,
sure you are.
so I was wondering, could I add that along with my other uh, deductions?
Now I know you could if it was under, let's see, deduct service. If there were service animals, that could be a write off. But let's see. Let's see. I'm checking.
Cause I got them in February last year,
Okay.
and they was 2 months old at the time. So now they a year old now, a year and a month old, and I've been training them, feeding them, and
Yeah, it
uh,
looks like because that would be for the line of business. It's not the medical deduction, but it's definitely under the line of your business. Beware of dog or whatever. So they got fair warning. Yeah,
okay. Now what about the vet bill over the year? Can I
their
add that?
expenses for keeping them well.
Right.
Let's see.
I want to utilize everything.
Yeah, it looks like food, vet bills, and training would be deductible as a business expense.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, as
See,
long as you got your records together, you're good. You're good.
see that's the kind of information you need to ask. You may think it's off the wall, but you see how that, you know, got implemented into filing your taxes. Security. Raise them, you feed them, cab
It
to the
is
vet.
because yeah, you're not trying to say you got two little rat terriers and they protect. You know what I mean. You're not saying you got one of them main some kind of Pekingese or whatever, and they protect the business. Because no, somebody gonna fling that thing around. Nah, 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 nah.
Oh,
But
indeed.
yeah, you got two full blown pit bulls that ain't playing. So yeah,
Oh, great. I
yeah,
will be putting them on there too.
yeah. Because in the event that somebody cuts your line or whatever to your alarm, you still got security. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Now, uh, dealing with uh, dealing with the business end as far as safe, and I'm gonna use me as an example with my DJ business. Uh, it was a lot of equipment been bought last year for the business, and I did a couple of gigs last year, you know, and so how would I write my equipment off that was purchased last year for the business?
Well, that will go in your Schedule C under your equipment. Yeah, you could list that. I would list it. I would itemize it. This costs this much. This costs that much. So on and so forth. And this is the income I made. Um, Even if it's at a business loss, you know, you definitely won't have to pay taxes on dollars that you were not able to make while investing. Because no doubt you probably started investing before COVID and before they shut it down the way you couldn't DJ.
Correct, correct.
Right. Yeah. So that's deductible.
Okay. Uh, Call me butter because I'm on a roll. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be afraid to ask questions because it may work out for you and your benefit.
Yeah.
If not, then it wasn't a stupid question.
You know, and they're not. I don't think there are any stupid questions this year, because like for example, babies that were born even as late as December 31st, uh, you can get the stimulus for them. You can get the stimulus for them if they were born last year, and I'm sure there's a lot of babies out there since everybody's had to stay home. So you can go ahead and claim them and get your stimulus for them as well.
Oh yeah, since everybody been quarantined
Yeah, things are going on. Things are
and
going on. Yeah.
ain't no choice.
Nah, nah. You might as well. What's that old song? If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with.
Indeed, indeed, that's what I'm talking about. So when do you officially start uh filing?
Okay, well, there's always been in the past. There's always been hub testing, and what that is, that's basically them allowing us to file returns with our software prior to the official filing season. Now, the official filing season starts to e-file January 27th, but there's usually some hub testing going on a week or two before that, just so things can go ahead and run smoothly. but the official filing date with IRS is January 27th. And those who are in Tennessee, if you received unemployment, that document won't be available till January 31st. Now, there are some states like Texas and maybe Louisiana and a few other states that are giving out the unemployment statements now. But when you get your unemployment statement, um, please keep in mind to check and make sure they've added everything up correctly. Because if you were getting the extra 600, you don't want to put down your unemployment for the awarded 200 a week and you was getting 800 a week. So you want to make sure your 1090, I think it's going to be 1099G for unemployment.
Okay, okay. Now, will there be cash advance programs available
Yeah, I've been
also?
doing it. Yes, sir. Still doing it up to anywhere from 500 to a $6,000 cash advance, and of course that'll depend on the amount of your refund, how much could be advanced to you, within 24 hours.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, how can you be reached if someone wants to work with you?
If they want me to do their taxes, you can reach me uh, via Google. The business is on Google, Jita Tax Services. Also, JitaTaxServices.net. That's my website. It'll allow you on there to get a quote. It'll allow you to do a free estimate. It'll allow you to book an appointment with me. Also, I have Jita Tax Services via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my YouTube page. I've been doing a few updates because things are going on now and trying to update people. But please subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel because when I see something that I think is important, I get that out right away. For example, I did a video, I think it was last week, about the IP pin. People who went through identity theft and received an IP pin, they're coming in the mail now, and they have been since at least last week. So if you require an IP pin to file your taxes, be sure to look out for the IP pin letter. It comes from IRS, and it's just one page of letter in there with your new PIN number for you to electronically file this year. Also, student loans right now, as it stands, are on deferment until January 31st. So if you file before then, they're not supposed to offset and take your return. But um, I wouldn't say bombard the Department of Education, but make sure you have some type of deferment plan in place so that they won't take your refund from you. Now, of course, once President Biden gets there in office on the 20th, I don't know. I'm hoping, because I'm a student loan owner too. I'm hoping that they'll go ahead and stop that altogether. But to be sure, you don't want to file your return if you owe student loans. You don't want to file it till you're sure that you're on some type of forbearance or deferment so that your money won't be taken. Because when it comes to them snatching your student loan, well, snatching your refund for your student loan, they may give you one time to prove hardship and let you get your money back, but it's only a one-time deal. So if you've done it in the past, you definitely do not want them to snatch your refund.
For sure. Because we need every little piece of
Every
change.
bit. Yes, sir.
We
Every dime right now. I mean, everything that went up, so you sure need your money more now than ever. You need your money. So
exactly. Now you can reach Miss Dionne at Jita Tax Service, area code 901-279-3494. If you have uh, Soon as you get your W-2s, your 1099s, or whatever it may be, then give Miss Campbell a call and she will hook you up. Indeed.
Legally.
Legally. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't like it. She ain't like back in the days that tax service,
Woo! You
we ain't
remember
gonna
that?
we ain't gonna mention no names, but
Man, but they was decked out on those commercials though, huh? Ooh.
they was so hood.
Yes, yes.
But now
Yeah.
her services and company is not like that.
No.
Everything is straight line legal down the line, down the
Yeah, I
middle.
don't want to just help you get your money back. I'd like you to keep it. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose. Me helping you get it, if you got to give it back, then we just waste the time, you know. And you
Ex-
sure not gonna like me, so I'm not trying to do that.
so currently, right now, what are your fees for filing?
My fees, they range, but my fee as a preparer is usually from 250 and up, contingent on if I'm filing a business for you, if I'm itemizing for you, or if it's just filing your taxes with your dependents or what have you. So yeah.
Okay, great,
Now, of
great.
course, the bank fee is extra in the event that you can't or don't want to pay me up front. Then the bank, I have a refund bank that will help you, get your refund dispersed. My fee to me, their bank fee, and the rest to you.
So make sure y'all holler at Miss Dionne Campbell, Jita Tax Services. Get that free TV and massage from Massage Envy. You
Yes, sir.
definitely don't want to miss out on them prizes right there. Their giveaways, raffles, or whatever you may call it. You want that TV and massage.
Yeah, you want it. I ain't even opened it up yet. I'm not gonna use it for myself. It's for one to use.
Dig that, dig that. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, and
Thank you.
make sure y'all follow her on all social media sites, Jita Tax Services, and get her up with her when you get your information, all your paperwork in from the IRS, your job, and everything else in between. And make sure you subscribe to my two channels. The first one, Power Spin Talk Radio 2.0. Like, comment, subscribe. And also the global one, Red Eye. Make sure y'all go on that page and get all the information and themes and shows and anything you would like to know publicly with special guests I may have on the show. So, once again, thank you, Miss Campbell, for
Thank you.
coming to the show, and be safe out here. Social distance, practice that. Wear your mask. Wash your hands at least by 30 seconds of washing your hands in some warm water, not scalding, maybe lukewarm, or however you can take it.
Stay COVID free, y'all. Please.
Exactly, and let's hopefully the vaccines will uh, work without any side effects to especially the seniors, elderly people, and hopefully they'll go ahead and distribute out in Tennessee and all around America, not just, Tennessee, everywhere, so we can get back to normalization in this world.
So true. Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Yes,
And
sir. Thank you.
shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Shouts out to my man Crown,
What's up,
Miss
Crown?
Mabel, Hidden Black Films, the J, uh, and everybody else that was on the outside looking in. Hope this information was very informative to you, and it'll help you out whatever situation you are facing with your taxes. So,
And at least let you know what you should know before you go somewhere, even if it's another tax place. You know, you don't want anyone taking your benefits from you and you're wondering why your return is the same because under these conditions we discussed, it should be more.
Exactly.
And definitely not less. Okay.
So get every penny you can get uh, with your taxes this year because we have been through a hell of a year. I ain't
Ooh.
gonna even lie to you.
Mm.
And still going through it, but
Yes.
it ain't as bad as it was last year. At least I don't think it is,
I
hopefully.
agree. I agree.
You know. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you
Thank
once
you,
again,
guys.
Miss Campbell. And until next time, this has been Tax Talk Tuesdays here on Power Spin Talk Radio 2.0. See ya when I see ya. Much love.